Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Kshitij and Advika.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening.
Ma'am, I did the salt activity.
What you did?
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay.
took photos.
Okay. So, can you share in the group, or if you have a number, can you share me for personally first? Who else that activity has been finished? You got salt or sugar? Crystallization? Siddhant, Charvik, Sritij?
Ma'am, I sent it.
Oh yeah, great. Did you make this dry further?
Ma'am, actually, it's drying. I have it. So what? It's still not dry.
It's still not dried.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Mm, if you can put it on the low flame on the stove for like 5 to 10 minutes. Try with that.
Okay, ma'am.
Or just cover it and leave it, and means not cover it, like with the help of net or some cloth, so that water content keeps on evaporating, and wait for 2 3 more days. What the person did, he actually did microwave now, because that takes up all the water content. You can microwave it if it is possible for you.
Okay, ma'am.
5 to 10 minutes at least. Then look, if you feel that yeah, change is observed, that it is getting dry, then more, try with more, 5 10 minutes more. Good. But and please share the photos when it gets dry completely. I'm still waiting. Other students? No one? Why the children have not joined? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Let them join first.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Okay, meanwhile, we can recapitulate. So, state the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. One point each of you can tell. Ashwath, can we start from you? Difference between aerobic and anaerobic. Triansh, Charvik. Okay, Charvik. Why you are writing on chat? Can't you unmute? Children, come on, please tell me difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration.
Ma'am, can I?
No, wait. Shriyansh, Ashwath, or Sritij?
Mom is saying the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration.
Yes.
Mom, aerobic respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen.
Hmm.
In aerobic, like there's more energy released in aerobic respiration compared to anaerobic respiration.
Hmm. Okay, that's it. Wait. Next point. Who will tell? Ashwath. Siddhant.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Tell me
ma'am.
the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration.
And like anaerobic and
हाँ आप नीचे ही खड़े हैं क्या? भैया एक्चुअली मैं घर पे नहीं हूँ तो वो फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे साइड में दरवाजा है ना शॉप नंबर 5 के थोड़ा सा सीढ़ियाँ चढ़ के आप वो नॉक हाँ 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 बिल्कुल ये साथ में लेफ्ट में जो दरवाजा है ना ऊपर चढ़ के 4-5 स्टेप दरवाजा बजा दो या सॉरी
ma'am, like,
हम्म
aerobic expression occurs with oxygen and it releases more energy, but it happens more slowly. But when we talk about anaerobic respiration,
हम्म
it occurs without oxygen and it releases less energy,
हम्म
and it happens very quickly.
3 points have been all cleared by Siddhant and 2 point by one by Charvik also and I guess two by Sritej right Sritej. Okay. Next, can you tell me the similarities also? Is any similarity there? Is there any similarity?
Mom, both of them release energy.
Okay. Both of them release energy, correct?
Both of them take place in the cell.
Good.
I mean, both the cases, the food is broken down to release energy in both. Like, in both the cases, the food is broken down to release energy.
Fine, fine. Correct, correct. Okay, then these are the points, the similarities and differences basically. Let's move to the next topic now. The process of breathing and how does it takes place? Okay, let me share the screen. Hold on. So, Kritij, can you please read it? The process of breathing.
Breathing is the process of moving air into and out of the lungs to facilitate gas exchange. The taking in of oxygen-rich air is called inhalation. The giving out of carbon dioxide-rich air is called exhalation. The respiratory rate in humans is measured by counting the number of breaths per 1 minute. For humans, the typical respiratory rate for a healthy adult at rest is 12 to 18 breaths per minute. When a person needs more energy, he breathes faster and more oxygen is supplied to the cells. More food is broken down to get more energy.
Breathing is a process of moving air into and out of the lungs. What do you think the first body part involved in the process of breathing?
Ma'am, the nose.
Nose, and in nose also we have the
nasal cavity.
opening, that is
nasal.
no, not the nasal cavity, but first I should say nostrils. Okay, it enters the nostrils, then it moves
Hair and mucus.
hair and mucus. And what is the role of hair and mucus? Hair
Ma'am,
is
the
the
hair
filters
like
the air.
stops the harmful bacteria from going inside our body.
It filters the air.
It filters the air. Okay. Okay. Next, it reaches nasal, means passing through the nasal passage. All the air and dust particles are trapped, or the air is filtered that we are breathing in. Next, further it enters the
Pharynx.
pharynx, that is the throat. Okay. Next, it enters the windpipe, that is the voice box, or also called the larynx. Like if we are speaking, so that exchange of gas, I'm able to speak, means the words are coming out by different amount of air passing and all. So windpipe, which is also called trachea. Further, it when it enters the lungs, there are the bronchi. I'll tell you what are bronchi. That branches and further a balloon-like structures at the ends of the branch-like structures, and finally it enters the lungs, after which they get passed on to the cells further. Okay, so here is a pathway of breathing. External nostril, it leads to nasal passage, then nasal chamber, further pharynx, then larynx, then trachea. It divides into bronchi. Further, it divides into primary bronchioles, secondary to tertiary bronchioles, then terminal bronchioles, and further alveoli. So just do one thing. Hold on. First, you write down this basic about the breathing. That breathing is a process of moving air into and out of the lungs to facilitate gas exchange. This will be the general point. Breathing. Keep noting, everyone. Noted, the taking in of oxygen is inhalation, and taking in of oxygen-rich air and giving out of carbon dioxide-rich air is exhalation.
Ma'am, in breathing after Is the process of moving
Process of
after the process of moving, which word is there?
air. Process of moving air.
Done, ma.
To facilitate gas exchange. I'm changing the color.
Ma'am, we should just note down the breathing definition and inhalation and exhalation.
Yeah, and the two next points, taking in of oxygen rich air, inhalation and exhalation.
Okay. Done, ma'am.
Okay. The next line is no need to write down. You can just read that out. That normal breathe rate, that is the number of breaths in and out, will be counted as a one breath. In plus out, one breath. And within a minute, how many times we breathe, this is the breathing rate. And for adult means it is 12 to 18 breaths per minute in general. It is not fixed, so don't need to worry if you count it. It comes up like sometimes 11, sometimes 19. That's fine. So when a person needs more energy, means while we are running, while we are doing any task which requires more energy, then the number of breath per minute increases automatically, because the task requires more energy. Our body is trying to get that energy, and you know what happens in that case, body is trying to get more oxygen. That's why we automatically tends to breathe faster. Means now it is the body's phenomena whether it will be going undergoing aerobic respiration or anaerobic. It just tries its best to convert and give us out energy. Okay. Mm. Do one thing, that draw which diagram you find it easier, nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, bronchiole. Draw this diagram, everyone. No need to draw the person. Just start with the nasal cavity.
Ma'am, I'm done drawing.
Pardon?
Ma'am, I'm done drawing.
Okay. Let all of them draw, then we'll write the parts and their functions. Are you done with the diagram? Children?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, should I change the slide? Should we change the slide? Please tell.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Fine. So now write the pathway of breathing.
Ma'am, should we note this?
Yeah, note this red part, the pathway of the breathing. Then I'll tell you the functions of these. Noted?
Ma'am. Ma'am, just a second.
Be quick, please.
Done, ma'am.
Boys and other students.
Ma'am, 1 minute.
Not done. Ma'am, done.
Okay. So look at the screen, please, everyone. The process of breathing occurs from the nostrils, the opening in the nose, the two openings in the nose. Okay, then it enters the nasal cavity, means nasal passage, it passes from, and further it next part is to go through the pharynx, which is also known as the throat. Pharynx is just other name of throat. After throat, it enters this area, means this particular area is called larynx, or you can also say it voice box. Don't write now anything, I'll tell you later. Voice box, if I'm able to speak, so the air pressure means in speaking any of the letter, how much air to send out, how much air to take in, because few words, there is different amount of air is required, means we don't think it consciously, but automatically we learn speaking, so it happens automatically. Okay, after larynx it enters the trachea, which you can see rings type of structure attached back to back, and this trachea is also known as the windpipe, through which air from the lungs goes to the nose and to the lungs. Okay, this is the main pathway. After trachea or after windpipe, you can see this area, means the larger stem, like the stem of a plant. It is looking like the stem of plant, not actually it is. Okay, so you can say the roots, but the bigger roots. You can say anything what it seems to you. So these area that I have just colored it out are known as the bronchi, means you can say it is just the pathway of air only, but it has little big diameter compared to the further part bronchioles. Now after this, it is further breaking down into the smaller roots. Can you see? Look at the movement of my cursor pointer. Can you see this? These further roots like structure are known as bronchioles. Means you can say that bronchi has larger diameter and bronchioles have smaller diameter. Means if this is the bronchi, further it is dividing into roots like the thin roots. These all are known as the bronchioles on both sides in the both lungs. Okay, further they have a balloon like structure. Balloon is also like structure is not like plain circular, it is zigzag type of format. So this area is known as alveoli, and further from this alveoli it is a sac like structure from where the exchange of oxygen, means oxygen passes from the lungs to the cells, or you can say the blood, and in the opposite cycle these alveoli only exchange the carbon dioxide from the body to the lungs. So this alveoli is the main part where the exchange of gases takes place. Is it fine?
Yes, ma'am.
The basic is this, all about breathing, and one also part where which is not mentioned, you can just label it out. This area is known as diaphragm.
Ma'am, it was given in the last one.
Okay, fine. So this diaphragm is a breathing muscle. When we inhale, we take in the air, so with the pressure of that air it is pressed down or it gets flattened, not so flattened but little bit, and when we exhale we throw out the air, it again gets to its back same position, this curved position like it is shown. Fine.
Okay.
Now start writing all these pathways in detail. See, I think not every part is needs to be explained. Nostril, nasal passage, you can write with the pharynx, this nasopharynx. For pharynx, you can write, it is also known as throat. It is also known as throat. This part I'm telling you now. Next for larynx. Larynx, you can write, this is also known as voice box. This is also known as voice box. Next, write trachea, Trachea. For trachea, you can write it is a tube-like structure in the neck. It is a tube-like structure in the neck and upper chest that connects the larynx, means that connects the voice box and the lungs.
Ma'am, can you repeat for track?
It is a tube-like structure in the neck.
It can also be called as windpipe.
Yeah. It is a tube-like structure in the neck and upper chest that connects the voice box to the lungs. Okay. Next part after trachea, bronchi. Write about bronchi.
Ma'am, did you give definition of the previous ones?
Ma'am,
Sorry?
like trachea connects, from there, can you say?
Ma'am, did you give definition for the previous ones like nasal passage and fornix?
Do you really require the definition of nasal passage in nostril?
No, ma'am.
Passage inside the nose is nasal passage. Simple from the word itself. Okay.
I'm like,
Now you can-
trachea connects what to, like, can you say from there, connects?
Trachea connects the voice box to the lungs.
Okay.
How do we get throat pain?
Pardon?
And how do we get throat pain?
Throat pain.
Yes, ma'am. Because when we have throat pain, we will lose our voice.
Yeah, that is like, air passes from it. So if we have because the body needs to be hydrated all the time. Sometimes, the if some material, some food item is like irritable to the inner layer of the throat, then the air passing through inside through the throat will create little problem, or you can say dehydration also leads to the throat pain. And when we in throat pain, if we just take lukewarm water with some salt, we get instant relief with it. So you can say the inner layer of the throat needs to be wet proper, means there should not be rough, it should be smooth from the inside. Okay, yeah, what I was telling you. Bronchi and bronchioles. So bronchi are the main and the thick stem-like structure in the lungs, inside the lungs.
Ma'am, can you
And
repeat?
further, which are divided into more, are bronchioles. Okay, so write down bronchi carry air into the lungs. Bronchi carry air into the lungs. Written. And for bronchioles, write down at the end of bronchi, at the end, END, at the end of bronchi, the bronchioles carry air. The bronchioles carry air to small sacs, CSACS, sac. Carry air to small sacs in lungs called alveoli. Carry air to small sacs in lungs called alveoli.
Ma'am,
What is-
alveoli is used to make the exchange
you
of
repeat?
gases, right?
Repeat your statement, Rohini. repeat your statement, Rohini. Were you asking something?
Ma'am, can you please repeat?
What do you want me to repeat?
Ma'am, the one you said now. It connect like it.
The bronchi carry air into the lungs, and for bronchioles, I'm telling now, at the end of bronchi, the bronchioles carry air to small sacs in lungs called alveoli. Means this is alveoli. These small root-like structures are bronchioles, and this main stem, which is just dividing, at the end of trachea, these two are the bronchi. Got it now?
Once we are breathing, does oxygen like mix with glucose in the chest, in the lungs?
Hamza, I didn't understand. Can you please repeat?
Does oxygen get mixed with glucose in the lungs?
Yeah. No, not in the lungs, sorry. It gets mixed with the food. Along with the food, only the breakdown further takes place for release of energy, but this process do not takes place in the lungs itself. In the lungs, see, all these parts, look at these structure, these balloon-like structure at the end of the small roots, which I'm calling bronchioles. This After these roots, they have this type of structure, the balloon-like structure. Are you looking at it? I have drawn it here also. So here the oxygen we have inhaled, it comes here. So here we have, very narrow and small opening, means the oxygen gets out of this and further it reaches the cells and further into the blood, where means into the cells where the breakdown of glucose takes place with oxygen. The respiration do not occur in lungs, no. Till the air reaches the lungs, this is a process of breathing only going on. After it gets off lung and through the whole body, that is called respiration. So respiration do not occur in lungs.
Ma'am, where is carbon dioxide stored then?
Sorry?
Where is carbon dioxide stored?
Carbon dioxide isn't stored. See,
Ma'am, it's in the
we
blood
have two
cells.
cycles of blood in our body. You know that? We have two cycles of blood. Heart pumps blood. There are arteries and veins. Have you read that?
One.
Dear,
Yes.
listen.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good that you asked this question, that where is carbon dioxide stored. I want to explain this, but now then I have to tell you that the two cycles of blood. See, it's very simple to understand that I'm talking, you are listening, we are doing any activity, even when we are sleeping, we have inhalation, exhalation. This is like day and night. If day is there, night will definitely come. If sky is there, earth is also there, means everything is opposite. So if we are taking in something, we have to throw out something. So when we are taking in oxygen, suppose it reaches the lungs, it reaches the alveoli, the oxygen gets spread into the body. Now till it the blood, that cycle of blood along with this oxygen we have just taken in, till it flows through whole body, the oxygen is there, and in this process respiration is occurring and we are getting off energy. After we have got energy, now that impure blood from the whole body, the carbon dioxide as a waste product is carried out by the lungs, is carried out by the blood in the opposite cycle, in the back cycle. Okay, blood is also now moving back into the upper body, you can say, understand, like this, which is carrying the impure blood and all the impurities. So that impure carbon dioxide is again thrown into this alveoli. In the second cycle, the carbon dioxide is thrown into the alveoli, further bronchioles, then bronchi, then trachea, and then back we throw out carbon dioxide.
Ma'am, so like exactly at which part does the exchange of gases happen?
Alveoli, which is the last part in the lungs.
Okay.
Don't worry, children. I like that you are curious to know how it all takes place. In the next class, we'll definitely watch a video and you'll understand it better. Okay. We are on bronchi and bronchioles. I hope all have written this. At least we need to complete these roles of all these parts. All have
Yes,
written
ma'am.
bronchi and bronchioles.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. After bronchi, bronchioles, we have alveoli only. You're right about alveoli. Just a minute. And one more point you can write for bronchi and bronchioles, a single point, that bronchi are larger in diameter than bronchioles. Then you can understand it better. Bronchi are larger in diameter than bronchioles. Fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Now next write alveoli, the last. The alveoli are where the lungs and blood exchange. The alveoli are hyphen, put hyphen and you can write further, where the lungs and blood exchange, means
Ma'am,
these
where
are
the?
alveoli are the part, or alveoli are where the lungs and blood exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide, during the process of breathing, during the process of breathing in and breathing out.
Ma'am, can you repeat alveoli?
The alveoli are the part where the lungs and blood exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide during the process of breathing in and breathing out. Fine? Noted?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is all about the breathing process. So you have the test tomorrow only, na? Yeah. Revise the topics well.
Ma'am, can you repeat alveoli once again?
Alveoli are the part where the lungs and blood exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide during the process of breathing in and breathing out.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, children, fine then. We'll meet in the next class. Prepare well for the test.
Okay, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye. Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.